Hello and welcome back to theCUBE's coverage of Freshworks Refresh 25. We're here at Oracle Park in San Francisco. I'm Bob Laliberte, and I am joined by Jason Aloia, who is the VP of Product Management at Freshworks, and Ali Chitsaz, the Associate Director, Global ITSM and Digital Workspace, and you're also on the AI Center of Excellence Board of Member at TaylorMade, but as you said, basically you're responsible for having great employee experiences.
Exactly.
Awesome, very good. So welcome, gentlemen. It's great to have you on to theCUBE. I know, Jason,
Thanks,
you're a
Bob.
CUBE alumni, so you've been here before.
I've been here before, yes.
And welcome, Ali, for your first time on here with us.
Great to be here.
You know, the one thing that's become clear sitting here this morning, seeing all the energy and the buzz, people walking around, Freshworks has a lot of momentum going for it, a lot of growth happening. A lot of people I'm talking to have only been here for 4 months, 5 months as the company continues to grow.
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience a little bit more about the momentum that you're seeing with IT and with Freshservice?
Absolutely. So the momentum that Freshworks has generated recently is really what attracted me to the company. I've been here for a number of months, but previously to that, I've been working in ITSM, ITOM space for many, many years. The momentum is very real. I think we can attribute all that momentum to it being really just focused on helping our customers like TaylorMade help them grow and advance their practices. And so we've been really just following our customers' lead, and that's been earning more of their trust and also attracting more customers to Freshworks.
Excellent. Now that sounds great. Now, head of employee experience. What exactly does that mean at TaylorMade? And maybe you could tell us a little bit more about like your day-to-day responsibilities and your team and what you're focused on in trying to achieve for TaylorMade.
Yeah, and so employee experience for us is we have customers that buy our products, and then we have our employees. And so the entire employee experience is what I'm responsible for, and what I like to say is the single throat to choke for the entire experience, from your network experience, from clients, and all the way through, and including ITSM tools.
Okay, that sounds great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about TaylorMade's journey that they've had for their transformation journey, that is, and what did it really help uncomplicate, right? That's been the big theme here, is uncomplicate. So what was it that you were looking to uncomplicate, and how did Freshworks and Freshservice accelerate that?
Well, what's funny is I think everyone's just coming on board to what we learned around 7 years ago. We've been with Freshworks for quite some time now, and we went through an RFP right when I came on board to try to find a new ITSM tool. We have been around since 1979 and had some legacy systems, and we wanted to find something that was more modern and ready for what we wanted to do. And the timing was great because it was pre-pandemic, and we went in and surprisingly came out of Freshservice after a lengthy RFP process and learned about it during that time, and then was quickly able to get it up and running and transfer from our on-premise legacy system that was not accessible, required VPN, and was very archaic, to a very easy to deploy, easy to update system that once the pandemic came and we had to quickly move to being in the cloud and away, we were ready to go because we had a cloud-based system that was already fully deployed and ready, whereas if we had our legacy system before, we would have been in bad shape.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing, that ability to transform quickly, and obviously having it in the cloud enabled you to do that. No lengthy deployments, just be able to turn it up and get going.
Yeah, and doing it in a way where I can have my app owners and business owners come into a room, and rather than give me a scope, do a literal workshop with me right there and get their workflows built out right when they walk out of the room. So we could literally go from person to person, and rather than taking in a huge scope and saying, oh, now I got to go work with professional services and work through all these things to get these things out, it's like, no, I actually build out the workflows right with you. My team is right there, and as you walk out, you're ready to go. So that was hugely impactful for us in getting us up and running.
Yeah, I would think so. Just that platform that enables that simplicity to be able to do things like that yourself without having to get professional services engaged, mapping out the processes, move quickly, deliver value quickly.
Yeah, and at our levels, right? I'm not a developer, and so, I mean, I can be somewhat dangerous, but to be able to be in a room and be with an app owner and the stakeholders and have conversations with them and quickly put that into a workflow that works for them on day one was hugely impactful for us. And once one or two services got on board and they saw the value, it was easy to get everyone else on board as well because they saw the value with it.
Yeah, that's great, that extensibility. Jason, I'm going to turn back to you.
Sure.
Clearly sitting through the keynote this morning, that uncomplicated is a big theme here again, right at Refresh. Are you seeing complexity as a major issue with all the customers that you're going to talk to today, especially as we move into this AI era, right? Things are more distributed.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's the nature of technology is that it grows in complexity, and there's usually more and more point solutions that come into an ecosystem over time. So that is very much a theme that we see with a lot of our customers, and really the value that Freshworks is really effective at delivering is customers like, Ali and TaylorMade, who had, real world challenges, but needed like enterprise grade outcomes, but without the enterprise cost and complexity. That's the way we like to think of it, as delivering a fully enterprise grade platform for IT, unified with all of the capabilities you would expect, but keeping that ethos of an uncomplicated, quick time to value that doesn't require an army of consultants. You can get it up and running with yourself or your modest team.
Yeah, and apparently it's working because he's been a customer for 7 years now. And I was curious if you could walk us through, obviously you said you've been around since '79, you're one of the most esteemed brands in golf, right? So, but because you've been there for a long time, that also means you probably got a lot of technical debt. So I'm wondering if you could maybe walk us through your tech stack and what were some of those big critical problems, the critical processes that you needed to solve that you were doing with Freshworks?
That's a great question. I mean, we're very proprietary. Golf is a very unique business. How you build a golf ball or a golf club is very unique. And for us we want to focus our efforts on the things that are proprietary to us, and things that have been perfected out in the world like ITSM and other tools it's this kind of build versus buy methodology, right? And so we're able to go out and in finding something like Fresh, we're able to focus our energies on the things that actually matter to us and our customers, and then let teams like Freshworks worry on improving the ITSM experience and making it so every day, every year that we're getting new capabilities in there. And so things like approvals and going through these areas, things that were very shoulder tappy in the past are now things that happen as part of the process, very easy to do, and being able to create agility for our teams and having people focus on things that actually matter to us and focusing on the game of golf rather than things like ITSM workflows, right? We would way rather working on how we make you a better golfer and making you a happier golfer rather than worrying about building out an ITSM tool.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about your partnership with Freshworks. It has gone back 7 years now, and maybe illustrate some of the ways that it's enabled your organization to collaborate better, to be able to maybe support the business better and your business units better.
Yeah, I mean, what's great about Freshservice is the fact that, and Freshworks as a company, is we haven't had to use professional services. We have a relationship with the company, and the tool is so easy to use that we can get guidance to be able to quickly get our visions out into the platform. And that's been hugely impactful. So when we have changes that are happening and being able to put that into a process right away and get that out and going is huge. And now with the addition of new business units and other things in Freshservice, we're able to get way faster results and turnaround, especially with our global teams. So when someone asks for something far away, when you have good automations and good workflows in place, the time to turn around is way, way faster. And so things about not having to wait around time zones and things like that have been hugely impactful for the global team, and is keeping people aligned on what they should actually be working on.
Yeah, and I think it's great. It sounds like, and I saw some of the demos this morning, that a lot of the software is very much intuitively obvious as to how to build, how to create, how to collaborate, which obviously, especially when you're dealing across multiple different countries and so forth, that really helps expedite the process.
For sure, and it's been great being such a great partner of theirs, so they take our feedback to heart, and we've seen a lot of the requests that we've made over the years quickly make it to the product, so that level of partnership has been great for us.
Yeah, that's always fantastic. Now, it's hard to have any conversation today without talking about AI. And it just naturally comes up because that's what everyone's talking about.
I've heard of it.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah,
It's this new thing. I don't know.
Artificial,
Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about your AI strategy and maybe how Freddy AI has helped TaylorMade change.
Yeah, so TaylorMade believes in innovation at its core. We always try to be the most innovative company in golf and have the highest performing products. And because of that, we believe strongly in what's best out there. And AI, obviously, right now is something that every company is looking at, and we're no different. When it comes to ITSM and Freddy AI, we have rebranded Freddy AI in our tool as Caddy. And so people can go to Caddy and ask whatever question they want and either get service requests and items or access to knowledge, and it helps deflect basic tier 1 questions from our service desk to an area, and also keeps people from having to walk down to the service desk or try to jump in front of a line or these kind of things. So it's been hugely impactful. And then our agents as well, and able to utilize Freddy Copilot to be able to look at summaries and really helps on the language barrier between different areas and reaching out. And so when someone in Korea asks a question to us over here, we can respond and do it quickly, knowing that they're going to get their response in natural language as well, in their local language. So it's been super helpful, and having us have streamline good communications, good summaries, and really helps our agents get to the next ticket faster and keep tickets from reopening.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic, and it sounds like the best thing is they don't have to tip their caddy when they're done using it. So
they do in surveys.
They do in surveys. There you go. Perfect. One of the other areas I want to touch upon, there's been a lot of news about AI and how maybe it's not delivering the value that a lot of organizations are expecting, and some of those are about these large language model and so forth. But around AI operations, it seems like it's delivering some real value and having some outcomes. At the keynotes this morning, there was a lot of talk about being able to accelerate that time to a return on your investment, being able to accelerate that impact that it's having. I'm wondering if you could talk about where, you just mentioned some in the prior response, but somewhere that you've seen like some of the biggest gains with your partnership with Freshworks, and any outcomes you've seen as it relates to, again, some kind of response time, satisfaction, customer feedback, things of that nature.
Yeah, our goal, I'll be honest, for an incident to even happen or a request happen, there's a failure there. And so we want to make sure that transparent technologies that's transparent as possible for you, yep, and just helps you work. And so Freshservice has been really helpful in that, is to make it uncomplicated and make something easy to request. So if that failure does exist, which in itself is something that I'm working to get away from, we make that failure as short as possible. And so that way you can get back to doing your work. And so AI has been huge in that. And at TaylorMade, we have an AI council that I'm lucky to be a part of, and we review every AI case that comes in, and we try to find use cases that are valuable to us. We're not trying to boil the ocean, so we look out and say, hey, so password resets is a perfect use case, or onboarding, offboarding. So we get very use case specific, and then with that, we get very focused, ground the data, which we all know is what's needed to make AI work right, and then in that, our experience is actually pretty good. So we try to make sure we're very focused, and Freshservice has been really great with that, is if we go with them with a focused goal, they help us get to the results.
Awesome, that sounds great. What's next for the digital transformation journey for TaylorMade?
Every day is new for us. I think what's nice is that we have a leadership team that has empowered us to get the best tools, and so we've gotten great relationships with different AI partners, including Freshworks, and trying to find out how we can every day make ourselves more efficient. Our goal is to have our people work on the things that are most impactful to golf and utilize these AI tools in the commodity worlds where it can help us in areas that are getting perfected by people like Freshservice. And so that way we can focus on the things that our customers want us to focus on, which is making their golf game better.
Yeah, which I wish you could make my golf game better, but I don't think it's going to happen. I appreciate the effort, but my game is lost. But
I'll
try.
I would love the attempt, right?
There
because,
you go.
At the end of the day, we want you to have fun out there, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm not the greatest golfer in the world.
I always have fun. I'm not very good, but I always have fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, Jason, let's turn back to you as we're looking to wrap up.
Yeah.
long-time relationship that you've had here with TaylorMade and Freshworks. What's your vision for helping them extend that exceptional employee experience that they're able to deliver?
Yeah, I mean, really, our vision for it is going to be a joint vision, right? So TaylorMade, Ali's on our customer advisory board. So we do have a vision for the future, but we're also continuously validating those assumptions with Ali and customers like him. And that's what the great partnership is and great fit is that Ali and TaylorMade, they understand the strategic advantage of great employee experience. That's exactly where we want to be as a platform. And so by following the lead of our customers, that sets our roadmap and our vision, and we're just continuously collaborating and making sure we're building the stuff that Ali needs to be successful.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. And listen, this has been a fantastic conversation. Yeah. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're out of time now. So again, Ali, Jason, thank you. And thank all of you for watching this session, and stay tuned for continued coverage of Freshworks Refresh 2025 on theCUBE.